Now let's talk about a little bit more of that Flaunt article that you mentioned earlier, because not only in that Flaunt article did Gal Gadot talk about promoting Heart of Stone, and then she also talked about her return to the Fast and Furious franchise and Fast X.
Yeah.
But the thing that really grabbed the headlines was what she said about the character of Wonder Woman and Wonder Woman 3.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you, like, you read the article in Flaunt, you read the article in Variety, where we got some insider knowledge from Warner Brothers in regards to Wonder Woman 3. What is going on with Wonder Woman 3, and why is there such
It's giving me Henry Cavill flashbacks, is it not?
Yeah.
Because Henry Cavill said the same thing. I met with James Gunn. They assured me everything was good. And then
because he said that that they're not moving forward with him. There was more definitive thing there, but then there was something with Ben Affleck.
Remember, before that, Henry Cavill had announced that he was coming back.
But I don't know if that was because of James Gunn. No, because if I remember that correctly, that was because he was in Black Adam, and this is before James Gunn got the job for DC Studios. And they were like, so he was like, I'm back as Superman. The cape is, in the closet. I'm coming back. And he put out the picture with the Instagram. And then he had a whole video. And then I think James Gunn comes in. And then with Peter Safran, they're like, we got new plans. And they met with Henry Cavill and told him that we're not going to move forward with you as Superman. But then Ben Affleck, there was a meeting with Ben Affleck. They also had a meeting with he was Batman in the DCEU. And walking away, James Gunn said, hey, we would love to have him direct with us in the future. He seems very interested. And then when Ben Affleck was asked about it, Ben Affleck in an interview, I forget with which outlet, he said, I never agreed to direct. I just don't think I would be the right fit for the new DCU and directing in that world. So there was a little bit of controversy there. So James Gunn said that he is super interested, and then Ben Affleck says, I am not. So there was a little bit of was it a game of telephone? So they walked away with different impressions.
Communication here.
But that's, I think, a very similar situation to what's going on with Gal Gadot, because now so I don't know if you remember, but Gal Gadot has said this not just once, but at this point she's mentioned these kind of literally the idea of Wonder Woman 3 happening under the new DCU 3 times. She said it once. I saw an article in Deadline, or I think it was Deadline and Hollywood Reporter a few months ago in June. And then there was another interview that came out with comicbook.com where she said something similar. And then with Flaunt magazine, all for promoting Heart of Stone, by the way. So they did all this in June because they were anticipating a strike. All that stuff is now coming out because Heart of Stone just got released on Netflix. But her statements are basically the same, that James Gunn and Peter Safran assured her Wonder Woman 3 will be happening and they'll work with her on it. But James Gunn and Peter Safran have not denied that. Stunt? I don't know, but because the thing is that, like I said, James Gunn and Peter Safran have not said anything to deny her comments.
So just to give everybody context, and we should totally post the link to this article with the episode if we can, but to give everybody context, there was a Flaunt magazine article in which Gal Gadot was promoting Heart of Stone and said, James Gunn and Peter Safran have assured me that I will be a part of the DCU moving forward with Wonder Woman 3. Then there was a Variety article that came out that directly contradicted to that was supposed to come from an insider from Warner Brothers Entertainment that was like, this is absolutely not the case. Wonder Woman 3 is not a go. She will not be a part of it. We have not okayed that. Directly contradicting everything that she said in the Flaunt magazine article. And as you're saying, in previous articles prior to that. So it raises a lot of questions of this back and forth. And that's part of what makes me wonder if it's a PR stunt. Or maybe she wasn't supposed to say anything yet because they haven't done their work on the back end. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, because right, but it would be confusing that she would say that, because wouldn't you think that they would have told her not to? Because here's the thing, James Gunn has hinted that the plans they have so far announced for the new DCU aren't exactly complete. They purposefully have held some stuff back because it would be too much of a spoiler in some ways, regarding where the stories are going. So I don't know if that connects to Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman 3 potentially, but in the Flaunt magazine, she said, and I quote, she literally, not just saying, oh yeah, paraphrasing whatever James said, she said, and I quote, which was, so it seems like every time we get a new interview from her promoting The Heart of Stone, she's making more and more direct statements about Wonder Woman 3 being a thing. So whether that this is just negotiating in the public eye, or whether this is a game of like broken telephone, or whatever is going on, it's just weird because I don't know who, like, either someone's lying, because I don't know what either side has to gain from potentially making like a big issue out of something that, like, Wonder Woman 3 may not happen at all. Wonder Woman 3 may happen, but it may be years away, because if Superman Legacy is 2 years away and the other projects they've announced maybe 3 or 4 years away, the projects they haven't announced must be like 4, 5, 6 years away.
Yeah, but that's also what kills me too, is like the longevity of superheroes is so small. I was watching Heart of Stone and I was like, she has visibly aged. As she should. She's got 3 kids. I mean, she's beautiful, she's stunning, but can she still play the immortal Wonder Woman in 6 years? I don't know.
Yeah, and then the Paradise Lost series that they've announced, which is meant to be a prequel to Wonder Woman before Wonder Woman was born in Themyscira. It's meant to be like this HBO Game of Thrones-ish version of Themyscira on Max. That's not going to feature Gal Gadot unless there's some flash forward into the older Wonder Woman. But yeah, I do wonder like where this is coming from and who has the wrong impression. But the fact that James Gunn and Peter Safran have not publicly refuted her comments is either because it's true that Wonder Woman 3 will happen, or is because they don't want to obviously undermine one of potentially the leads of their new franchise. So who knows where this is going? I just hope that we get some sense of clarity on this in the near or even distant future.
Yeah, I just don't like the back and forth on all of it. It's not good. It's not good press.
No, it's not, because it's now it's attaching baggage to the new DCU, which is one of the reasons why the new DCU is the reason why they're rebooting is they want to get rid of all the bad PR baggage from the DCEU. But with statements like these and then contradictions from inside Warner Brothers, it's only further going to muddy the waters for the new DCU before it even gets off the ground. So I sincerely hope that, they can kind of clear the air at some point in the near future, even if it does mean kind of politely saying, Gal Gadot probably got the wrong impression. We're not actually doing it. I mean, there's ways to do that. Like recently,
and I quote.
And that's a hard one to kind of walk back. But like maybe they'll find a way. Maybe they'll find a way to.
Maybe that's also why she said it.
Maybe. Hey, like this could be just Gal Gadot saying, "Hey, look, headlines. There's an interest. We should probably do one." Like maybe Wonder Woman 3 should be.
That's weird. I don't think she would do that. I don't know. No, I wouldn't. Seems very like.
Because that's a very risky good person. Thing. Like, because if it goes, doesn't work out in your favor, then that could really hurt your personal brand. Good. So who knows?